Hey everybody, Edo here, and the good folks at USAopoly have sent me a copy of Thanos Rising. This was designed by Andrew Wolf, and I've bumped into Andrew Wolf a number of times at game cons and conventions, but I've never actually played any of his stuff, so I was actually excited to check this out. I also saw the movie, which was awesome, so I was also excited to play it. And certainly, this game is a great example of a IP movie-based game with the use of actual photographic character art that works. I really like all the characters. It's a movie that's basically an ensemble cast, and it works great, and they have everybody, as far as I can tell, in here. Even some people that didn't make any actual appearance in the film, but were mentioned. So, and I'll skip it and won't go into that at all. So what is this game? This is a cooperative push-your-luck dice manipulation game where you are some team of the Avengers or team of good guys trying to thwart Thanos. And this is an epic component. It is awesome. I've seen a lot of people online, they've even been painting in some additional details just to bring out Thanos, but it's very cool. In a nutshell, and then you got big chunky dice, and obviously the Infinity Gauntlet, and all the stones, so it's pretty cool. In a nutshell, this area over here has hero and villain cards around it. I've only laid out 3 here, but you'd have 9 across 3 sectors, and each player picks a team. So this is Team Captain America, Team Gamora, Team Doctor Strange, and they're all thematic. And then you get the leader of that team to start with. So you've got one hero who's got sort of a leader hero, who's got some better stats, and the card, which has a special ability and some art. Each card gives you a base set of dice you're going to roll. Team Cap gets 3 red dice. And then as you play, different abilities allow you to have additional dice, manipulate dice, yada, yada, yada. There are 4 colors. They're all slightly different, and they have got really clear icons. And what you are trying to do is bring characters from the field, heroes onto your team, or damage and take out the villains. You win the game by clearing all 10 of these bad guys, or if you want to play in easy mode, 7, and Thanos will win by either killing 10 heroes, I believe it is, or a certain number of heroes based on how hard you want it to be, or filling up the Infinity Gauntlet. On your turn, you have a marker to represent your team. This one for us, I pick a quadrant, that's where I'm going to go, but now Thanos is going to go. He rolls 2 dice. One is an Infinity Gauntlet stone, which speeds up his moving towards the gauntlet. If this fills up, the gauntlet will go into the center, which is a pretty big deal, because not only that, but this flips over, and then every time you trigger it again, there's a pretty devastating, usually broad team-type attack in play. So not only does it go to the middle, but he gets stronger and stronger, very thematically. The other die will rotate Thanos or give Thanos special ability. Sometimes it makes you roll an extra infinity die, but basically where he's pointed, he will damage all heroes. If you're in that quadrant, he will damage all of your heroes that you've pulled onto your team, and then he'll also trigger the enemy ability. So there's a lot going on with where's Thanos going to be, where is he going to be looking, and then what's going to get triggered. And that's a lot of where the sort of chance comes into play. So how fast is the Infinity Gauntlet going, and where's it going to be pointing? Then, essentially, on your turn, you are going to roll your dice, and you're applying your dice towards the symbols on the different cards to either damage or take them, the different characters. One of the cooler aspects of this game is a lot of the different abilities sort of trade off each other, like Captain's ability. If you have another red star hero on your team, roll an extra red die or blue die each turn. So for that, I might want to get the Black Widow because that would trigger his special ability, and I'd also get her special ability. That is actually where most fun of the game is, when you're trying to build your team while thwart him early game. As you start to steamroll and he starts to steamroll, it does feel a little bit swingy. I think there was a lot of balancing going on to make this game work, and depending on a couple handful of rolls, he can start becoming very devastating and doing massive damages, or the heroes can sort of feel like they control the board. And I think that's so overall, very thematic, really cool components. It's actually a fun cooperative game that I think is evocative of the IP, and I enjoyed it very much. At the same time, because it's push your luck and because of the number of systems they're trying to balance here, there have been games where it's just been brutal and games where it seems really easy. So it's sort of like the roll of the die, right? And there may have been ways they could mitigate that. There's certainly strategy, but, you know, it's a little tough. And the levers they give you to make it easier or harder don't really impact it all that much. It has to do with steamrolling more than anything. So, you know, I think you just sort of have to accept it's going to be swingy. And if you're cool with that, it's fun. If that bothers you and just feels like, well, I've rolled terribly 3 in a row, or our team rolled poorly, and he got lucky 2 in a row, and we feel like we lost, well, you know, I don't know. Depends on how sensitive you are to that, but it's certainly swingy. The other comment I'll make is this game has a weird mix of both awesome components and like so-so components. The rules are like okay, these bonus tokens are pretty weak, yet he's awesome, and the board pieces are awesome. Like, there's even this little slotted UV. I mean, this is like an incredible component, and it just feels like it's a combination of like AAA and B execution in certain places, and that's just unfortunate. Otherwise, certainly worth checking out, and for those who are really big on like a mini like this, it's pretty awesome. It's really beefy, and he's super cool. So, Thanos Rising. Hey everybody, Edo here, and thanks for watching Gaming with Edo. Reviews over here on this playlist, League and Insider videos over here on this one. Subscribe, share, all that good stuff. But most importantly, play some great games. Thanks.